to ban. It is Radiant's ban.
All right, and welcome to the ATDL Season 1 End-of-Season Championship, and this is Game 2 between Team Paper and Team Frostbite. Frostbite were able to...
Radiant's turn to ban.
After pretty much a close match for the first, I would say, 30 minutes, it just... fight at the Roche Pit just seemed to go in favor for Team Frostbite, and from there they were able to... take the rest of the game and just win. So we'll see if Team Paper can actually bounce back. But we do have a couple of bans already. We do have the Kunkka ban as well as the Lion and the Magnus ban. We are going to be waiting though for our second ban from Team Paper, and as it is going to be the Tidehunter. Tidehunter very effective in game 1. Able to get some pretty key ravages, sometimes 3, 4-man ravages, but we also do have a Huskar ban, so very important that they do not want to give the Huskar Team Frostbite to Team Paper, as this is the second game it's been banned by that team, so we'll see if yeah. Another hero that was very effective against Team Paper, then that is the Disruptor. They are going to ban him out, as there are a couple of very good supports still in the field, as well as cores still available. We'll see if I think it was Paper who picked up Elder Titan last game. I don't know, but Elder Titan was picked up last game, but we'll see if Frostbite have something else up their sleeve, considering their Tidehunter and Disruptor have been banned out.
It is Radiant's ban.
And they do start off with the Jakiro, very good hero, especially in lanes, can push towers, as well as just create havoc early game with the dual breath, as well as a pretty decent stun with the ice path, good for canceling TPs. Typically, you don't level it at level 1 unless if you're just holding on to your skill point for that cancellation of the TP, but I can see him leveling the liquid fire and being very aggressive in the early game with the lanes.
Radiant must choose.
Send.
And a very strong hero, Sand King, comes out. Hero who was just recently buffed, or nerfed, I should.
10 seconds.
With the time of the actual or stun duration being reduced to 1.7 seconds. But later at max level 2.2. So we have a clockwork. So right there we already see some cohesion with the clockwork. You can always cog a hero, stun them up, cog them, battery assault, follow up. I mean, very, very versatile, and a lot of kill potential at level 1. If they get the right hero trapped in those cogs. But we do have a Tusk. So Tuskar is actually picked up, and very strong hero, great with roaming, can get those early ganks, an excellent vehicle for the Lifestealer team, or a hero Team Frostbite did run in game 1, so it would be interesting to see if the Lifestealer is banned out in game number 2, as the Tusk would be a perfect vehicle for him just to roll up on heroes. But they do ban out the Juggernaut, so
It is
they
Radiant's
fear the
back.
Juggernaut a little bit more, as the Quap is also banned out. So gonna be interesting. This Clockwork is more than likely gonna be a position 4 Clockwork. I don't see a lot of position 3 Clockworks being played right now in this
10
meta.
seconds remain.
It's typically this roaming 4 position
5
Clockwork that you'll
seconds
usually
remain.
see. But with that said, the Sand King is the same way. It could be a position 4, it could be a position 5, or you could just say, hey, you know what, go ahead and go core. Go take the off lane by yourself. But right now, I think this is going to be position 5 Sand King with the position 4. But only the rest of the draft will actually tell. But we are waiting for our last set of bans here before the picks. So we'll just find out how Team Paper want to run this Sand King Clockwork opening.
It is Dire's ban. Radiant's turn to pick.
So they do ban out the Underlord as well as the Slark. Underlord very good with the lanes, can usually solo by himself. He can be
10
very
seconds.
aggressive with the Firestorm as well as his Atrophy Aura. The damage reduction, of course, with the actual attack bonus that he does get. Just makes him a very good laner overall. Can tank up, very strong late game. But the Slark, not too bad for Team Paper. They were able to get a few kills on him. He was able to farm all right. Not probably the best Slark game, but he was able to be somewhat effective. But with that Slark ban, it tells me that they want to go with a hero who is heavily affected by the Slark. Could be Batrider,
Dire's turn to
could
pick.
be a Rubik, another. So I think this will be a position 3 Sand King with that Rubik pickup. I think it would be
10
better if they
seconds.
did run the Clockwork at roaming 4. Just seems a little bit better. But with that
Faceless
said,
Void.
and a Faceless Void is picked up. So Faceless Void, they forego the Lifestealer pick and just decide to go with the Faceless Void, even though they do have hero in Tusk who would be a great little body to infest in.
10
They decide they
seconds
want to
remain.
go ahead and create
5
a
seconds.
devastating. You know what? Trying to think.
Dire's
What
turn
would be
to pick.
really good with it? As the Wraith King is also picked up, so a hero who's very good, has a reliable stun as well as reincarnation. You usually not a great hero to die in the early game because that thing is like
10
3 minutes
seconds
long.
remain.
But going back to the Faceless Void,
5 seconds remain.
makes a little sense. You do have things like Clockwork, where you would hook shot in, try to catch a core, and you can use things like the Chronosphere, sorry, I was trying to think of a name, to help prevent the death of maybe a Portland core. Sure, he might be trapped into the cogs, but can't really do anything when the Clockwork. I mean, if he's quick enough and gets that battery assault off, then you might have a problem. But overall, really good at starting a team fight, can pick off very valuable cores in the early game. But I mean, their Sand King is going to be the position 3, I would suppose, but what would have been a great hero to have would have been the Omni Knight. Just seems like an Omni Knight would have been very good against a hero like Faceless Void, because once they're trapped in that Chronosphere, you can't really do anything
Radiant's turn to ban.
to them, but except the Sven gonna be picked up. So offlane Void, it seems like, and they'll run the Sven on safe lane, and then both teams will go with the mid. So we still have heroes like the OD. Quap's been banned out, but do have
5
heroes Shadow
seconds
Fiend,
remain.
Let's see. Storm Spirit, Team Paper ran Storm Spirit in game 1. So it'll be interesting. We got the Tinker still out there. Tinker wasn't able. The OD ban will actually come out. So I believe it was Team Paper who did ban out the Tinker last round. So they're gonna let the Tinker go through this time.
10 seconds.
We'll just see if Frostbite pick it up. But the Invoker ban's gonna come out. So a hero who isn't really strong in the there'll actually be a Medusa, a hero who was actually banned out in the last game. So a lot of greed right now from Frostbite, as you got these 3 cores who typically all run Masked Madness, or you might have a Battle Fury onto the Faceless Void, but 3 heroes who need farm, and a lot of it to be efficient, as well, the Sven, Masked Madness, BKB,
Tinker.
and there will be a Tinker. So Tinker is going to be picked up by Team Paper, and we'll see how Splat plays with the Tinker, as Frostbite we're not going to let it through on game 1, but do let it go through game 2. And right now, Frostbite, I'd like to see him, as it is going to be an offlane void, but I'd like to see their builds, see how they go. There is, like I said, a lot of greed on Frostbite, and we'll see if the greed pays off. You know what Gordon Gecko says, greed is good. So oh, there we go. Game is going to be getting underway here, and this is, like I said, game 2 of the championship. So we'll see how Frostbite, if they can close it out, or if Team Paper can get game 2 and push this game to a game 3. But just going over the lineups real quick, we do have Splat on the Tinker, as well as AA Battery on the Wraith King. Swamp Jangles will be playing his position 3 Sand King, and then we got Mr. Brightside running the position 4 Clockwork, and then rated M4 Mature will be running the Rubik. As we go on the side of Team Frostbite, it will be Happy Mid with the Medusa, as well as Tusk on, or as well as Soldier on the Tusk. And then we do have Shogun, who is going to be playing the Sven this time around, as well as the Gordon Haywood on the Faceless Void, and Fading Star playing position 5 Jakiro. So we will see.
Just 30 seconds.
Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get this side on the side of Team Frostbite, if they can go ahead. But there is going to be, looks like, some early aggression here on the side of Team Paper, as they do look like they are going to be invading the rune, as well as on the bottom lane. Soldier is there, but Swamp Jangle's just going to back off, try to actually sneak around. No, he's not. There is going to be an aggressive ward. It will actually be spotted out by Fading Star, so they do know a ward is there, as I think he was able to just spot the Rubik out right there. But either way, it will be dewarded here pretty soon, as actually this ward might have seen the Rubik right there. But just going over, looking at some of the builds right now we have typical, we'll be building into a Aquila, as well as Phase Boots and the Mask of Madness. It seems like she has queued up the Medusa, as well as Tranquils. And we do have another, we have actually Magic Wand, Quelling Blade, as well as Power Treads, and another Mask of Madness on the Sven. But this early aggression, though, from Frostbite is just already popping us out for the Sand King. And we're a meta where it just seems like the amount of success, especially in your safe lane, relies on the lack of, I guess, regen that the offlaner does have. Does require, we'll try to go ahead and cut this wave, but he might actually be diving too far, as it does look like he's trying to double up the wave. Even at level 1, if you want to run a don't want to be critical, but you'd usually see something like Caustic with your level 1 build, especially if you do run an off lane, because it is your farming ability. It does provide, of course, harassment onto the cores, as if, especially a hero like Sven, who has to stay close up to the lane. But we'll see how this, we'll keep an eye out and see how this lane goes for the Sand King, because right now it's all about experience for these heroes, as we are just going to have... And like I said, those cogs are just going to miss the Sand King, but...
A canary.
Just... As we take a look at our early CS, we do have the Sven on the safe lane at 14 and 8, as well as the safe lane of the... Team Paper at 15 and 8. So same CS for the both safe lanes. Mid, however, is very much in favor of Tinker, as he is 13 and 7. As Falling Star does get first blood onto the Sand King, and I'm very sorry for missing that, but it does happen, as I would think this Sand King would be very safe. But going back to the mid lane, 15 and 8 to the Medusa 7 and 1. And the off lanes are not looking good for either team, as Swap Jangles hasn't even gotten a CS or a deny, but at least the Faceless Void has gotten 2. But Hayward might be in problem. He will this time walk away, but nothing else will come to it, as Fading Star is now down here to help at least Gordon secure some CS. But Swamp Jangles just all by himself right now, just no help, as he does actually level Caustic, as even though the deny does come out, you do want to at least get a couple of those procs off on the lane, as it will be very important for him to at least get some CS, as there will be a deny, but he does use the Burrow Strike to at least secure some CS. But still very problematic for both these off lanes. You'd expect, I mean, you'd expect some help up here from the Sand King, but I do understand they do want to at least get this Wraith King off to a good start. There's just this roaming clockwork, and the pool from the Rubik right now into this double stack camp will actually help clean the camp up, as well as get Rubik a couple of levels. But Swamp Jangles just trying to soak up some some experience. He will get spotted out here by the Tusk. The Tusk does have snowballs as well as shards available, and just harassment will be chipped down a little bit. But here in the mid lane will be a ward placed down on this Tinker, as he will be spotted out by Mr. Brightside. Battery Assault will be popped, and so is the Cogs. Question is there going to be enough to kill him? Yes, there might be, as the Tinker does come roaming in. He does have double damage, and he will finish off Fading Star with the laser, as boots are up on the Sand King, so everything's not doing too bad. But Gordon Haywood might actually have to watch out, as he will just salve up though, so he will get away just in time. But these cogs doing their work so far, as just zoning out Frostbite right now, and this is a problem, going to be a problem if some of these cores can get farm, as you know. I'm thinking to myself, other than the Wraith King really, and Wraith King typically doesn't build it, this would have been a pretty good as Fading Star is actually going to go down here. He will get a lucky crit from the Wraith King, I should say, onto the Jakiro. But I think that's like 8%. no, 9%. So 9% crit, and it does work out. As I was just saying, this, Frostbite might have been able to get away with a hero like a Bristleback, someone who's typically not very strong in games, but he can harass lanes. And on the top lane, the Swamp Jangles will go down for the second time. This time, the kill going the way of the Sven. So right now, at least the top lane's going very good for Frostbite, as they are able to hit the CS, as he is in front of the CS right now with 43 to 24 to the Wraith Kings, 38 to 14. Mid lane though, that's the lane to watch, as this Tinker will have very early boots of travel. I can imagine probably by the 10-minute mark, if everything goes peachy, and he does have boots, so he's about 1,500 away, maybe actually a little bit sooner. I would say probably 9-minute mark for these boots, as he will start to become a global hero at that point. And Sand King though, just trying to get as much CS as he can, but he will get rolled upon by the snowball as well as Stormhammer Fist. Get trapped up by this, but the Burrow Strike will actually just save him, as he is able to get the 2-man burrow and just walk away under his tower, as he is down to 1 tango left, and just burning through those tangos, as Faceless has a pair of tangos queued up of his own. As right now, Medusa 33 to 1 to the Tinker's 42 and 15. Tinker is able to get out of there, but he's taking a lot of damage from that Mystic Snake. Rubik does have to be careful in that bottom lane. He is kind of low, but they are going to go on to this Vaseless Void, but it's just the Wraith King. No follow-up between his supports. There will be just some farm up on those Ancients, as it is a double stack of the Ancients, as the Split Shot will do its work, as well as the Spell Shield, and it will be very quick on that Mask of Madness. So, does have enough for more mid-mask, does need still that Quarterstaff to finish it off. But as for the Sven already does have the Quarterstaff, and will be getting that Mask of Madness as well. So, just has to pick that up from the side shop once he does finish off this creep wave, and he will most likely do that, as he does actually do that. So it is a full Mask of Madness now onto the Sven. It's just some harassment here from the Tinker. Tinker will be rolled upon by the Tusks. Does have some company with the Medusa, but there is mass TP support, as Mr. Brightside does come in. He is going to want to look to get a cog, but nobody is going to be there to cog in, as there is a Jakiro there to just scare away the man in the iron suit, or rocket suit, whatever you'd like to call it, as Mr. Haywood's going to wait for that bounty rune to pick up. There is a haste rune bot. He is going to ping it out. Question is, does he want to go on anybody? He is just going to pick it up. Can't deny the rune for the Tinker to actually use, as there is going to be a quick check of our CS and our net worth. There is going to be experience of about 500, as well as our gold is about 500 in favor of Frostbite. So very much still even game at this point. There is only 2-2, as both teams are playing a little bit more cautious than they were in game one. As I gotta fix my mouse pad, this is falling off the table, sorry. So we do have a Midas onto the Wraith King. Question is, does he want to go something like a Radiance build with this hero? Typically, that's the move. If you do farm up a Midas, you usually do run with the Radiance. So it would be interesting to see if they do that. But Fading Star will just be harassed here by the as there is going to be a tragedy ward, but we'll go the other way as that is a sentry ward down for the count. But right now, just defensive wards on the side of Team Paper. They do have this ward and this ward watching the enemy jungle. Don't want any rotations coming their way. As same for Team Frostbite, as they do have this one ward right here.
And it's off.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
So we got full tranquils on the clockwork. He's had them for quite some time. Just me getting to him now. As just gonna farm up this double cam for the Sven. And very close to Boots of Travel. So we'll have him here in about 1,000 golds. And he will actually be very efficient, as this clock, or this Tinker I should say, will be actually getting online and being able to farm lanes, as well as getting back to base and just replenishing his mana. Won't have to check runes if he doesn't have to. But Liquid Fire, as it's only level 1 Liquid Fire. It is just a level 2 Jakiro. He is holding on to a point, as he will, as on the top lane, very aggressive, as the Boots of Travel already doing their work, as there was a Tusk killed on the top lane, and most likely rockets, lasers,
Illusion.
did take him down. As Blink Dagger will be picked up on this Sven. So Sven is farming quite efficiently, as he is at a 6,600 net worth 13 minutes in, as well as the 6,000 net worth of the Wraith King. So both these safe lane cores are farming quite efficiently and very good. And we'll just get a little bit quicker with this Midas actually being used. So right now, there is a Tusk going to roll on to him. He does have Chrono available. Does he want to use it? He's not going to use it. They actually might lose the Tusk, and the Tusk will fall down, as there is a Tinker going to be actually coming in and joining the fight. He does have Reincarnation still, as well as 6 Skeleton charges, so they might be able to push this tower. It is halfway down, so that is totally up to Team Paper, as the 6 Skellies will come out. I'm sorry, 7 Skellies will come out, but it looks like they're just gonna be farmed for the Jakiro and his Fire Breath, as those babies are going down.
That should help.
But at least we'll give some time for this, just a little more harassment onto this tower, as nothing will come of it, as they are finally gone down. But that's the show of the Blink Dagger. But they actually, he just blinks away from that heat-seeking missile, as he is able to just get away from that sure death with the Sand King and the as there is going to be Chrono here on the bottom. They will get the Rubik, but that's going to be all, as I believe that Rubik had double damage. So either way, very good kill for Mr. Hayward, as he is able to get some farm online, as there is nothing in the courier. So question is, I don't know if he's gonna go Mask of Madness, considering they already have 2 on the Medusa, as well as this Sven up at the top lane. So, but a hero who needs attack speed to be effective, just Mask of Madness is so good on the hero. I mean, a lot of people don't like it for some reason. Very good, as this Tusk is going to be picked up, and he is going to just roll away, but the rockets are going to come in and hit him. No cogs are going to follow up, as the Tinker is just going to harass a little bit with those missiles, as he is going to go port back to base. And right now, though, the Sand King, who had a very rough start, is starting to pick up some of his farm, as he is about 800 away from the Blink Dagger. He will actually have that probably about the 20-minute mark, I would say.
Got it.
I'll take your tribute.
Radiant's
As the Sven is kind of left alone up here, as
Radiant have fortified
nothing
their
will
structures
just come of
against
it.
attack. Radiant's top tower is in danger.
There's going to be a support as well as a burrow strike. They will get the T1 tower, but the question is, will they get the Sven? He is the important hook shot will land on him as well as the heat-seeking missile, and he will be finished off by the laser of the Tinker. There is a Tusk up here, but a little late on the rotation. There was some probably way too much aggression from the Sven. He did get the tower at the end, but there's going to be a time walk. He does not actually have it here. It is maxed out time walk, so he will have that 6-second cooldown. Eventually we'll just get hit by the Ray Fire Blast, but right now all pretty much even, as they are going to just get this T1 tower as the Skellies are doing their work, as Fading Star is the only one here, so it will be a free tower though, 14 paper, as they don't actually have anybody here. There is a rotation finally from Shogun. This is going to be pinged out though, so they are going to retreat, or at least the Rubik is. This Wraith King still has not, he will actually get jumped on, but not enough follow-up right there from Frostbite to actually kill this Wraith King twice, as he does have the Sacred Relic, so he is going to go with the Radiance build, so will be very efficient once he actually gets that up and running. He is not too far away from it, as there's going to be a regen rune for this Tinker, as he is just going to be now spamming out those rockets, as everybody is going to back off. Gonna be interesting to see where this Wraith King goes with his second build. I would think he would want to go something like Blink Dagger, or maybe Echo Saber, as they might actually find this Faceless Void, as he is stunned up, and he will be lifted as well as right clicked by, as the Radiance actually I think will get the burn on him. But either way, the kill goes the way of the Wraith King. Very important that he does get this kill, as they are going to take this mid T1, as they might actually find out Shogun, and this is going to be a very important kill. He does not use the shrine, but he will just take one for his team as he does go down. So 2 cores going down on the side of Frostbite, and 2 cores that you don't want to go down, as this Wraith King is going to have to watch out. The question is, can they kill him twice? And they might, because as Wraith King was very greedy, as he does not actually have his Wraith Fire Blast, as he was only 12 mana away from it. As you never want to be on the opposite side of the river if you don't have 160 mana. But very close to level 15. We'll get that most likely the level, as there is going to be a Chrono now on to Mr. Swamp Jangles, and Swamp Jangles will get to Ice Path, but he actually somehow blinks out of that or dodges it. He's going to get Gordon Hayward from the Tinker, as the Tinker does come in, will actually come in and most likely finish off. As the Ice Path does finally come in, but the double kill will come in, as well as the Clockwork Hook shot. Well, they're going to deny that Arcane Rune, but that's a double kill for the Tinker, as the kill actually went the way of Rubik on for the Jakiro. But that's a 3-for-1 trade, as they did lose the Sand King earlier in that fight, but still very even game. About 1,000 gold in favor of or less than 1,000 now. I don't, just wait for this graph to update. Probably about 250 in favor of Frostbite, as well as the 1,000 EXP in favor of Frostbite as well. But
tower is under attack.
it will be interesting to see where they go
Time is
Gonna have a
money.
diffusal up on Faceless, so Faceless does decide to not go the Mask of Madness and go the diffusal route. Will help sap the mana of this Wraith King. There will be an epicenter onto this Sven, as this is going to be the second death for the Sven, as there is just nobody there for Frostbite to actually save him, as once that epicenter was being channeled up, you just knew it was only a matter of time before you were sitting out, Sven. And that puts Team Paper in the lead on the net worth, as they do have about 1,000. It says less than 1,000, but it's kind of not updated yet. As they actually might find Mr. Hayward, as he did time walk already, so that damage is gonna stay there. And question is, can they find him? Oh, they might. Nope, he's just gonna TP out of there. There will be some rotation here, but they do get the top tower, as the Wraith King is able to take that solo without any help. But right now, Team Paper taking both the bottom tower as well as the top tower, but Frostbite are looking for a tower take of their own, as they do fortify. They do glyph up just for that extra push and extra damage, but defensive glyph on the side of Team Paper will help secure at least that this tower doesn't fall off. But do not think there's going to be any defense from Team Paper, so this will be a free tower, as now all towers for Team Paper have fallen, as well as only 2 towers for Team Frostbite. Just this one mid tower that is actually quite low, but they are going to TP up here to the shrine, and they might actually find out the Stinker. They are going to find out actually the Tusk, and the Tusk is going to go down. He will actually snowball to prevent it, but the does eventually fall to. Oh, and they are going to pick off this Wraith King, as he is very much dead, as the Radiance Burn will actually kill the Sven, but as the magic stick charges, will actually save him. But oh no, the Dragon Pike actually might have just saved the Wraith King's life, and on the back end of that, the actual Faceless Void did fall. It did fall to a rock. Oh yeah, hooked most likely into the battery assault, as well as the Fade Bolt will actually do it, as they did lose that. They did lose 3 cores on the side of Frostbite, only for the one Tinker, as they did pop the ult of the Wraith King, but this Wraith King is almost 20, and he will more than likely go the no mana cost. I don't know how you don't go the no mana cost, especially with a Diffusal Blade and the Mystic Snake. It just seems like it's an obvious choice in this game. But right now, the will actually be picking up a heart, so he does want to actually tank up and be able to survive fights, get out of those fights, and being able to come back and do some work.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Right now, just Frostbite seem to be content on farming, but Team Paper just want to fight, as all of Team Paper are here. Same with all of Frostbite. They're on both sides of the river. As do kind of just zoom out and take a look at our ultra zoom, our sky cam, we should say. But full Diffusal Blade is going to be on the Faceless Void, as well as I didn't get to it, but the Dragon Pike is going to be picked up, as well as 2 Ultimate Orbs and the well, I mentioned the Dragon Pike, but the Scotty is going to be the next item for this Medusa, as she is only a point booster away from it, as well as an Echo Saber onto the Sven. He will be building towards that BKB, so very much needed in these team fights. They are starting to find some farm, But this still could very much go the way, as there is going to be a chrono popped, and it will actually take 2 as they do catch the Rubik. But the Rubik's going to be just lift up the Faceless, and the Faceless Void is going to go down. And on the back end, there is actually going to be another another chrono, but this time it's from the Rubik, as he does steal the chrono, and on the back end they do get the spin. So very much all going in the way of Team Paper, as they do get the Tusk too on the back end with the cogs, as they will eventually just lift up and get the Medusa. So 4 for none trade for Team Paper, as Team Paper are just going to push as they should, as this should be an easy T2, and with no buybacks, maybe no buybacks, they could probably force high ground. Oh, there's a buyback on the Tusk. So, but the 2 cores are down for at least 20 seconds on the Sven, as they are going to actually push high ground, as there is going to be a connection with that Burrow Strike, as well as the laser is going to just finish off the Faceless Void. Question is, do they want to run the high ground? They can if they want to, as there is going to force out a glyph, but do they stay here? Yes, the Tinker is coming in. They got an urn charge. They're pushing. How many urn charges? Still 5 urn charges, so do have plenty of urns charges to last him. He is going to be bottled up too by the Tinker. Sorry, I thought the Rubik might have picked up a bottle. They're just going to de-ward that that very common high ground ward. As there's a few fist bumps coming out from the Tusk, as Team Paper not very satisfied with their game 1 results, as they do want to push this to a game 3. There is a haste from top, and
Smart money.
very much still in favor of now Team Paper, as they do have a 10k net worth lead as well as a 10k exp lead. So all in favor right now of, as I'm sorry, trying to find which one is the Dota Plus win percentage. I'm not sure if that's actually available. It should be available, but I don't know what hotkey it is actually. As there's a full heart now onto the Wraith King, as well as a Force Staff and a Heaven's Halberd going to be picked up. So Heaven's Halberd, very good against heroes like the Sven, like the Faceless Void, also the Medusa. But once they get their BKB, which the Sven is the closest one to it, they will actually be somewhat effective. But we'll have to wait on it, as it is going to be his next pickup, as well as the already a Aghanims and Etherland's going to be on the Tinker. As we just take a look, that is the lowest tower. That hasn't been touched, and that hasn't been touched. Some drawing around, some drawing going on the side of Tinker. He seems like he's saying everybody's this way, and really just a couple of wards, very defensive wards on the side of Frostbite, as very aggressive wards, and I think that these were accidental wards, as it do seem like they were placed at the same time. There will be a D ward though. So on the side of Team Paper, they do have very aggressive wards looking into their jungle, as well as this very important double ward. This is a key area they want them to look at. But Roche will be going ahead and taking here this first Roche of the day, as this is going to be dewarded by the Tusk. So very keen eye. Tusk was able to go ahead and place that ward and get the deward. Some more fist bumps coming out from the Tusk, as there will be a free Roche, uncontested Roche, for Team Paper, as I don't even think Frostbite know this is going on. As it is gonna just go down. A little smack talk coming around here on both these sides as the Roche still has not fallen. This is
You have done a great service.
seems like it's been a 10-minute Roche, but finally Roche will go down as that bad boy is a lot harder to take down if you don't have skills like the Corrosive Haze or a Solar Crest on your team. But finally it does go down. I can imagine their next Roche they'll have something like a Solar Crest or at least a medallion to work on it, but we'll smoke up here on Team Paper. Gonna play the aggressor. Does turn off the Radiance. The Wraith King gonna be looking for a kill as there is a full Scotty now on the Medusa. As Gordon Hayward does have to watch out, but they're going to actually find the Medusa, but not enough follow-up and not enough catches. They were able to actually sense out something was going on and back off. There will be now both wards taken away on this top lane, or this little shrine wards. But they're actually going to go back and find the Stormhammer will connect and get 2 heroes stunned, as the Stone Gaze will also be popped, but no one's looking at her. But Chronosphere will come in as well as the Snowball and actually get 2 heroes. They will go ahead and Stone Gaze stolen, but not enough, as it is a double kill for the Medusa, as well as they do get the kill onto the Jakiro. But Battery does have to watch out as he is going to go down. But the Tinker is coming in, doing all he can, as the heat-seeking missiles coming in, doing their work. As he is on the high ground, he does actually get the kill on the Sven, and he's playing more aggressive. He's saying, I got missiles for days, guys. As this Wraith King does come in, he will actually pick off the Faceless Void, as he is forced to actually buy back, and the heart already showing that he has too much heart for Frostbite. But he does go down. It is going to be the Radiant, or the Aegis, that goes down, so he still has, he might go down here as 10 seconds will go down, but their heat-seeking missiles coming out, already doing some work. He is, but they can't actually get the kill, can they though? Oh, they get him just with 1 second, but the dieback onto the Faceless Void, and they do lose the Tusk as well. So all that just for a Wraith King, and I guess a Rubik and a that was such a long fight. It started down here, then went back up here, and then over here, and it was just all over the place, as they were able to get quite an exchange there, as as you can see why they banned out the Tinker in game 1, as he's been very, very important, pushing these lanes, being the aggressor, putting all that fight. But very surprised that Frostbite, they most likely expected this Tinker pickup, but not picking up a pipe. They do have BKBs on at least 2 of their cores, as the I'm sorry, I thought as the Sven has a BKB, but not the Faceless Void. I thought the Faceless might have picked one up. He just has it queued up, as well as the Medusa will have it here very shortly. But that buyback did cost him some farm, but he most likely will have it just back in, like, I'd say 5 minutes if the game lasts that long. Actually, they do have a pipe now onto the Tusk, so we'll help mitigate some of that magic damage. And he might have actually already had it, just getting to it right now. As Tusk playing a little aggressive, he will back up to the high ground. They don't really have vision except right here. They do have this Tinker ward. But that's about it, as they are going to just ping out the Tinker and back off. Excuse me, had a little sip of my tea. But question is, did they want to go high ground? I mean, Frostbite have a great high ground defense with the split shot as well as chrono. They can really survive for days, and they can clear waves pretty easily with the liquid fire, breath fire, the split shot. So the play right now for Team Paper, just be aggressive, push these lanes in, and Roche will be up, maybe be up in 3 minutes. As AC is actually going to be built onto the, I can imagine it'll be AC. I can't imagine he'd go Shiva's Garden, but most likely AC going to be built up onto the Wraith King, as he does have a plate mail. We'll probably be picking up that Hyperstone next, I can imagine, as it is probably the more valuable of the 4 items in the recipe. High ground for the Sand King, looking to jump some bones, as just trying to find somebody to epi burrow strike on, as the Wraith King will be the initiator here, as he is just going to high ground with his tankiness. He does have some skellies still charged up. There is Hayward waiting with the chrono. Question is he going to want to just waste it onto the Wraith King? And the answer is no, as he is just going to stay back. As this Sand King is just gonna be waiting for his kill, as we'll
Dire are scanning for enemies.
we'll actually just give him vision right now with the rocket flare, as both these teams are kind of at a stalemate, as one wants to go up to the high ground. They are just trying to at least get this one tower so they can go ahead and do the shrines, but there will be the ice path as well as multiple rocket flares, rocket flare and multiple heat-seeking missiles coming out. Very close though, getting this tower. There's just going to be harassment though on this bottom lane as well, but right now Frostbite just kind of stuck in their way, and there will be, the chrono is try to bait out the chrono, but Hayward not falling for it, as AA might actually go down. He does finally get the chrono, and he does get the Tinker. Oh no, but they actually get the chrono back, as no, the Mystic Snake comes out, but the Stone Gaze will be popped as well as is it going to be a 2-man? No, the
Double kill.
it's going to be a double kill for the Sven, as Reincarnation was still on cooldown, as they were able to kill him as well, but the Tinker saved by the Rubik, who did not actually steal chrono, had the Mystic Snakes, but doing its job, the Mystic Snakes, as still did not lose that T3. So 3-for-1 trade right now for Frostbite, something they needed. Did lose the Faceless Void in that last fight, but it's alright. You did get a double kill onto the Sven, very good. But does expend just the BKB charge, so it is down to 9 seconds. As Solar Crest, on the top lane, they actually get a kill onto Frostbite, who did not actually have BKB. It still had about 10 seconds left, so the Tinker was able to pick him off, and does have buyback. So checking the net worths, we do have 23,000 in favor of the Tinker, as well as 22,000 for the Wraith King, and then follow behind them is the Medusa at 21, and then a severe drop off with the Sven only being at about 16.5, but very much still favorable for the Tinker and the Wraith King, as Team Paper are still having the net worth advantage, as they nearly have a 15,000 lead and closer to about 5,000 in experience, but they will go ahead and get this Roche. It will go down a little bit quicker, but it will be the second Roche, so it does have the cheese. But going back to the Tusk, he is going to be building a Solar Crest, but I can imagine Sand King wants to finish up this this Heaven's Halberd here pretty soon, as it will be the most effective item probably for Team Paper. So multiple lives for this Wraith King, as he is going to be going high ground. Most likely they are going to get this ward.
Smart money.
So very much this Faceless Void though, just at the bottom pretty much of the net worth. I mean, you got a Rubik who's 1,000 gold more, and this is the problem I was talking about, as there is going to be initiation on, and an Ice Path as well as Water Sponge will go on. The Epicenter will actually not connect with anybody because he is all stunned up in the Chronosphere. They actually do get the Tinker. The Tinker's down for 100 seconds. So do they find Oh, they're going to find Double A, as Double A does go down, as well as on the back end they do get the Rubik going down, but they will get the first kill. As can they get the Sand King? They will get the Sand King. Oh, yeah, see, they will get the Sand King, as can you blink out? Can you blink out? No, he's not gonna blink out, so they will lose 4 and not even get the 1. So right now Team Paper just kind of giving back a little bit, as still this tower stands strong. They're not able to get the T3 yet. I mean, at what point do you just decide that this T3 is not worth throwing the game for? I mean, maybe split push 2 different heroes down there, 3 up here. I don't know. Just seems like they're focused on taking this T3, and I mean, I understand it's very valuable and it's almost down, but if you keep on getting high ground and chronoed, it's not going to be worth it when you're facing the other end of a throw. But right now,
And it's off.
Team Paper just trying to find out how to break this high ground. They do not have chrono for another 30 seconds, so I mean, if the time is now to push, the time's now. But I mean, they have to work around chrono as well as the Stone Gaze, which is already back up. But Satanic gonna be built on the Medusa, as she does now have a BKB. She's had it for a while, and the Butterfly. But smoke up here on the side, as well as double damage, and they are trying to pick out this Tinker, who is gonna just go back and start pushing out these lanes, as they have kind of came across this river.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
That should help.
Just a little scouting from the illusions, hoping they would waste maybe an ult or so on him, but no one's falling for it, as they just ignore these illusions, as they will just clean them up. Oh, they do actually get the heat-seeking missiles as well, so much, as well as the sheep stick onto this on this Tinker, as heat-seeking missiles as well as the illusion just giving them vision to actually hit those targets. But triple stack going to be farmed up by the Wraith King, as he is going to be wanting to finish up that AC, as he's almost close to it. As I can imagine, he would probably want to go AC, maybe Mjolnir. Does have AC finished up. I'm just trying to think. Maybe get MKB for this Medusa, as she does have a butterfly as well as the tusk. Tusk does have some evasion on them too, but they will actually go ahead and pick out the stinker, and they might actually get him as they do have the chronosphere as well as the ice path and the snowball all committed for him, as he's down for another 100 seconds as tinker wards work, as they've shown their worth already.
That's exact.
But
I'll take your tribute.
still haven't dewarded this, as it is a fresh ward. We'll go ahead and most likely get the deward as
Homing in.
as the Rubik does not actually throw down a sentry ward to deward some of their. He might not know that they have vision, but we'll go ahead, eat up that
Do it with flair.
eat up that ward with the quelling blade and finish it off, as Rocket Flare will come across the map just to farm up, and Clockwork's gone and found himself with a Aghanims of his own. As Heaven's Albert is finally completed onto the Sand King. He's been wanting to buy it probably for quite some time, but will be effective at least against some of these heroes like the Faceless Void. Not so much Sven, and not so much the Medusa, but at least if they were able to get in the chrono, they can prevent him from doing too much damage, as he's getting closer to that BKB, but still a few hundred off. There's no buyback right now for the Clockwork or the Tinker.
And it's off.
There's going to be some rotation here, but that's an ice path going nowhere, as they are going to be smoked up as well as TP. So they are trying to find some heroes, as they're going to actually find the Medusa here, as well as this Wraith King going to go and the hook shot onto the Medusa. So they're focusing all their aggression on this Medusa. Don't really have anything to take him out. But oh no, on the back end they do lose the Clockwork as well as the Wraith King, but the Wraith King is only his first life, but they don't have anything to burn this mana, as they do get the Tinker, and so that's another Tinker death out from as well as the Rubik. So all in favor of Team Frostbite, as Team Frostbite, as you've seen in the last I'd say 10 minutes, have turned this game around, and this is the point of the game where Team Paper can't let the game go, especially with the heroes that that Frostbite have. They have such an early game, as these graphs haven't actually updated. You'll see this graph probably drop down significantly, probably to about here, as it is now about a 4K lead, 5K lead somewhere. Yeah, about 5K lead. And EXP is still very much now in favor of Frostbite, as they've kind of completely done a 180 on Team Paper, as a couple of these team fights up here trying to get this T3 tower, which still stands, as is now gone the way of Team Frostbite.
Rock it on.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As they do get that T2 bottom, they're going to push to this T2 mid. Most likely not going to be contested, especially without this Tinker. But really,
Structures are fortified.
Roche is going to be up, and it is a refresher orb, Roche. So, and they do have a solar crest, so if they really wanted to, they could probably take them out super quickly. But they do decide just go farm up some of these lanes, keep them pushed, and create even more space, as Frostbite are able to actually leave their base. First time in a long time, it seems like, but
Radiant scan, eager to know Dire's whereabouts.
We'll go ahead and scan, but nothing will come of it as Frostbite are in the area, but they're not going to actually get hit by the scan. So BOT is going to be picked up on the Wraith King. We'll help him at least cover the map a little bit better, as well as try to get out of some of these fights. But really, probably needs to go. I mean, sounds stupid, but probably needs to go defusal. Just needs to burn mana. I mean, the cogs aren't doing enough. They don't really have anything to burn her shield off, as they seem to be focusing on the Medusa, but as seems to be some lag. As nope, it's back up. Smoke on the side of Team Papers. They're gonna look to at least get something, because they've kind of
I'll take your tribute.
they need it, as we are approaching the 52-minute mark of this game. This is game 2, remember, and this is for all the roses if you're the side of Frostbite. So Frostbite do want to end this as soon as possible. Don't really want to push game 3, but Ice Path will come in and stop the harassment on the Tusk, and the Stone Gates will be popped. But everybody's just running away right now, as there is going to be a burrow strike up the hill, and that will actually end that engagement, as the Tinker is just going to be harassing from distance.
That should help.
Gonna be interesting to see this Roche, as both teams look like they want to contest this Roche, as there's now a Bloodthorn on this Sven. So Sven very farmed in this game, as he's coming up right behind this Tinker hero, who was about 5,000 behind when everybody else was like 2,100. He was about 16,000, or when I should say when everybody was about 21,000. Everybody was about, he was like 5,000 behind the Tinker, but now he's actually caught up, as he's only 3,000 behind. But still, when you're as farmed this, as there is going to be a missed hook shot, but Chrono will be popped. It will connect 2 heroes, as oh no, they do end up getting the Jakira, as well as a forced buyback on the Faceless Void, as he is able to actually go down on that last engagement. Thank goodness for that Tinker, but they will probably lose the Wraith King here, as he does go down here. Oh, that's a 3-man burrow strike. Here comes the Mystic Snake, as well as, oh no, they do get up the Clockwork, as well as a double kill force the Sven. So right now, oh, and that's going to be a triple kill, as he does get the triple kill, as there is now forced buybacks from the Tinker as well as the Clockwork, and they're going to rotate and push this into a Roche. No, they're not, as Wraith King does buyback, but they get the dieback onto the Jakiro, so no Jakiro for 80 seconds, as he was just aggressively warding, or don't really know what he was doing. He did ward right here, but I guess he was trying to ward.
Double damage.
Yeah, he was trying to ward this high ground, I can imagine. But AA will be going into a Roche of his own, going to try to solo this. I mean, he can solo it, just will take him time, as right now, I don't think Frostbite are expecting this. They are going to rotate back over, though, to the, as they are going to rotate back over to the Roche Pit and have double damage on this Tusk. They are going to actually spawn him out, but the missed hook shot will be very key, as there is going to be a burrow strike into the epicenter combo, as well as the Sandstorm. Tusk will back away just for right now. They will actually get a Clockwork. It is going to be a dieback, as well as the Tusk does go down. But do they get, there's a 2-man Chrono, but they also get the Faceless Void, who goes down as well. And that's actually going to be another dead. That's a triple kill for the Tinker, as the Tinker all, as well as the Medusa falls. So full team wipe for Team Paper, as this Jakiro did go down over here, but Oh, I guess you would say a 4-for-1 trade, but either way, something Frostbite didn't need to go their way, as now they can definitely push high ground with no buybacks on only the Sven, Tusk, and Medusa. They will force them out here, and question is, there's no chrono for 60 seconds. It should be back up when he actually gets back up, but does Medusa buy back? Yes, she will. She has to. They are going to finally get this T3 top tower. It's taken them almost 20 minutes for them to actually take it, and I think they just want to back off, take these shrines, and create even more space, because don't want to actually fight into these heroes. They probably just want to look to actually, like I said, take the shrines, try to force another team fight, most likely out of high ground, and then push when the team doesn't have buybacks up. So no buybacks for the next 7 minutes for both teams, as actually no buybacks for anybody, as Team Paper did force the buyback earlier. So only the Sand King is the lucky one. He is the he's the solo hero with the buyback. But right now, Wraith King not opting to actually sell his boots, just decides to keep them in there. So full Lotus Orb also on the Tusk, as well as Satanic is finally completed. Etherlands is going to be completed down to the Rubik. He does have a Ghost Scepter into his stash, and it'll be interesting to see what the next item though on this Wraith King is. He does have 5,600 gold, so the question is, what does he want to do with it? What can he do with it? I mean, I swear I thought you, I mean, just holding high ground though on the side of Frostbite. So Shiva's Guard gonna be picked up on the Clockwork. Will help him tank up, as well as that passive against very good against heroes who rely on the right clicks, as it does help with the attack slow. And see if jump? No, he just warded there. But the Rubik, the hero with the refresher orb, you think they'd want to give it to maybe like the Sand King, but Sand King does opt out of it. He does have a full E-Blade now, as this is a very farm Sand King, as he's going to be working towards a sheep stick of his own. Most likely just to lock down heroes like the Medusa and the Sven.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
So Rubik just trying to clean up, pop shots at this shrine. Would be good if they did take it. They don't really have any more low ground objectives to take, but besides the shrine, the question is when he does take it. But still, Wraith King farming like a madman. Let's see. Is he gonna be building Scotty of his own? Is he gonna be building Bloodthorn maybe?
Dire's bottom shrine
I mean, if he does sell his power treads and Midas, he does have enough for it, but I don't know if he wants to give Midas get rid of Midas just yet. You might want to just keep it in the backpack and use it as free 200 gold every minute and 30 seconds or 40 seconds, whatever the time is. But that is going to be full Aegis gone, as they don't really do anything with the Aegis. As they are able to get this T3 top, but I mean, do expend Aegis for it, but very much needed T3, as they actually do get the shrines too as well. Excuse me.
Boom! There it goes.
So full heart onto this fan too, as well as she's gonna be. This Tinker is going very crazy with his little rearm ability, as he is level 25. He does go with the extra 100 in the laser. Well, as most of these teams are doing, I believe most of these heroes are actually level 25, as there's only the core, the off lanes, as well as the supports under level 25. As the cores have already reached their peak, they will actually probably get this Raid King, as he is probably a little high. Will be force staffed away from the shards and the ice path, but
Coming in.
nothing will come of it, as he is just gonna heal up right back to full health with 260 regen with the heart. Such a good item, especially for the late game.
Boom! There it goes.
But a game that's already gone past the hour mark, as this one's turning into quite the stalemate right now, as unable to break high ground Team Paper, as they've kind of clawed their way back after doing some throwing of their own. Very close, as you see. It was down to about 2,000, maybe even 1,000 net worth in favor TP, but they've kind of came back, got a 14k lead, and still don't want to throw this. Experience is all even right now, as they are going to Stormhammer fist this, or Stormhammer, I should say. Looks like a fist, but it's just called Stormhammer. But they will just Stormhammer this Wraith King, but nothing but harassment coming out. As again, all of Team Paper have kind of grouped up on this top lane. We do want to push something, as there's going to be some more harassment.
Boom! There it goes.
So I can imagine they would want items on these heroes. Like, I mean, they got items. What am I saying? But I mean, are they waiting for that second sheep stick for the Sand King? I'm not 100% sure. They're waiting. I think they're just waiting to catch out somebody, and this one might actually be it, as Fading Star does come out, but not able actually to finish him off, as there's not enough there from the Wraith King, as they actually might find the Wraith King instead. He is going to be solo crested up, but the Lotus Orb from... Oh, the Stormhammer will actually come in and won't actually do enough damage to kill him, as well as Chrono is going to be used. Will completely whiff, but they do get the Tinker, but he does buy back, as well as they get the Sand King and the Rubik, so they do lose. Oh no, as this is going to be a very important kill if they can find this Tinker, as they do get the Stormhammer, and they do get the Faceless Void, but that's a dieback and a triple kill, and it's going to be an ultra kill for Shogun, as Shogun is just cleaning up right now, as Team Paper just cannot break this high ground. I mean, they got the T3, but they're losing everybody, as what was now just a 14k lead is now 2k in favor of Team Frostbite, as Oof, it's like a roller coaster, this ride, guys. It's going to go up and down all day. As now, Frostbite, after that team fight, more than likely will have the EXP advantage. Sorry, this graph has not updated yet. But mass buybacks are going to come out from Team Paper as they do buyback on all their heroes but the Tinker. And I believe the Tinker does not, yeah, he had actually just died back. So Roche going to be up in 13 seconds, so going to be a very important Roche as they are going to just throw the illusion in there and wait for
Got it.
wait for some action to go on. As right now they are going to ping out this Roche as Roche is finally up. It's going to be the 4th Roche of the match as right now Team Paper have to find something to do. There is still going to be a refresher orb on the Rubik. You'd imagine if he's ever going to give that to the Sand King or if he's not. And hell, maybe even give it to the Wraith King. Let him refresh his ultimate. But oof. Right now, it's Frostbite. I would say it's Frostbite's game to lose, as they are going to take this Roche very quickly if the Tusk does eventually get over there with the Solar Crest. He does, and he will go ahead and apply it. So Roche will actually go the way of Frostbite. This is the first time they actually will get a Roche, and like I said, this graph has finally updated, and no, yeah, there it goes. Finally, 8K advantage of Frostbite. So, whew. Back and forward as this is now turning into a 68-minute match as no buybacks on the side of Team Paper. Some buybacks for Frostbite. There is going to be an ice path onto 2 heroes. They will actually just blow up the Sven as well as the Tusk. And Tusk goes down. Chrono will get onto 4 heroes. It is a 4-man Chrono. And the question is, he's going on the wrong hero as the Wraith King is able to get out, but the Clockwork will eventually go down to him as well. They do buy back though on the Sven. The Sven is going to be back in action as missiles are going to come out, as this is going to be first tier 3 of the game for Frostbite. They are going to actually just harass him still with the homing missiles. Question is, do they get the Sven? Sven does not. He does pop BKB, and there will be a second Chrono pop, and it's a 3-man Chrono, and they're actually going to get this Sven. So that's a dieback on the Sven. They get the. I'm sorry, not a dieback. That's a dieback on the Faceless Void, as well as a forced buyback for the Sven. So the Sven does die, as well as a death on the Jakiro. So they do find the Jakiro there and hex him up. And Team Paper showing a little more defense of their own, as again, both teams do not want to lose this match, as it is going on now for 69 minutes. They've said, we've played this long, why not play longer? As there's going to be a buyback from this Jakiro finally, and buybacks are being expended. The Faceless does have one. He does not want to use it unless he absolutely has to, as well as the Medusa and the Tusk. So still, Frostbite do have a few buybacks on their own, but they are going to find up this on the Hex as well as the damage, but the BKB will be popped for, as no, he's just going to be kicked out of their base. He says, get out of here, as Wraith King does blink away just in time before that Ice Path does connect. But right now, did they have the range? They do get at least the Stormhammer Fist on. And oh no, this actually might be problematic for Team Paper, as they do lose Wraith King for 2 whole minutes. No Wraith King, no Rubik, as Rubik will go down. He will eventually, but yes, he will eventually go down. But oh no, yeah, he does. As they do get this Tinker as well. So 3 cores down, and I can imagine this is going to be full rack, or they might just throne. This might be GG for Team Paper is they do not have buybacks, and Frostbite are looking just to end it, I think, at this point, as what turned out to be a very problematic early game for Frostbite. They've kind of turned it around. They are going to go ahead and try to kill this Faceless Void off, but really cannot do anything about it, as will be a GG for Frostbite, and it is finally called as...
Victory.
I mean, very good game, as Frostbite are able to actually come back from what seemed to be 14,000, 15,000 gold experience as well as net worth, and take over the match and win. And woo,